When industry fundamentals scream one thing and market sentiment whispers another, you're watching more than price discovery. You're witnessing the rewrite of global energy power itself. I'm Mark Roach, and this is FutureWise Energy. For over 30 years, this dynamic industry has offered me opportunities I could have never imagined as a young athlete and student with big aspirations growing up in the Ozarks of Southwest Missouri. When I was 19, the only thing I knew about the oil business came from watching Bobby and J.R. Ewing on television. But the character that I built as a petroleum engineer and entrepreneur, well, that character served me well. It enabled me to see the world, feed my family, 8 kids, exposed me to powerful forces operating in the mass theaters of the world, the bubbles and communities around the globe, around our country here in the U.S., as well as the upper echelons and the floor of our society around the world. Today, having seen people from all over the world reach for safety and security in the extreme binaries that have formed over the past 50 years or longer, it's clear to me that we need to reconsider many of the ways that we continue to repeat these old patterns. Some of my viewers tell me energy has become so complicated it's overwhelming, and that considering energy issues that are so complex and intertwined and in the hands of a powerful few, considering these issues or thinking about things is pointless because they feel powerless and don't know what information to trust anymore. Others respond with arrogance and pride. Well, I've been around long enough to know that I only know or have access to maybe 5% of the full picture. But I do try to read between the lines and apply some good sense and share the hard lessons, some painful lessons that I've learned in my life in this business and that I've survived. And that's what I'm trying to share independently here to you without any ties to the industry. So here's what the numbers are telling us as of September 11th, 2025. WTI crude sits at $62.57 a barrel, down nearly 2% from yesterday. Henry Hub natural gas trades around $3.10 per MMBTU. U.S. oil rig count stands at 414, up 2 rigs from last week, but down 69 rigs year over year. That's a 14.3% decline that whispers discipline and maybe not retreat. Yet, despite fewer rigs, U.S. crude production still hit a record 13.6 million barrels per day in June, surpassing the previous October 2024 record. This isn't luck. It's the result of productivity per rig improving dramatically. New wells are averaging over 1,000 barrels per day in 2025, compared with 800 barrels a day through 2022. The merger and acquisition frenzy reached $105 billion in 2024, creating industry titans with unprecedented capabilities. We're witnessing the emergence of roughly 40 new giants that combine geographical diversification, technological resources, and financial strength in ways smaller operators just simply can't match today. Recent deals like Viper Energy's $4.1 billion acquisition of Sitio Royalties and EQ2's $1.8 billion purchase of Olympus Energy aren't just transactions, they're strategic positioning for fundamentally different competitive landscapes. The transformation is remarkable. Triple well completions have become standard, with operators like Chevron planning to use 3 well completions, a method that they're using on 60% of their new wells in 2025. These trimul-frac operations show 25% reductions in completion time and $1.1 million in savings. Enhanced oil recovery techniques using CO2 injection could unlock approximately 60 billion barrels, according to the Department of Energy. Keep an eye on that. This isn't just efficiency improvement, it's industrial evolution in real time. Meanwhile, OPEC Plus accelerated production increases through 2025, adding 137,000 barrels per day starting in October as they unwind additional production cuts. The International Energy Agency now forecasts global oil supply will grow by 2.7 million barrels per day in 2025, significantly outpacing demand growth of just 740,000 barrels per day. Well, here's where geopolitics intersect with geology in ways that demand our attention. Energy is increasingly weaponized in global affairs. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has disrupted approximately 17% of Russia's refining capacity. The Ukraine's sustained bombing campaign has targeted major pipelines capable of moving 82 million tons of oil annually. These aren't just military actions. They're strategic moves in global energy, this chess game that people are playing. The EIA's latest forecast projects significant price declines ahead. Brent crude falling from $68 per barrel in August to averaging $59 in Q4 2025 and around $50 in early 2026. It's going to get cheaper at the pump for you. For natural gas, they expect Henry Hub prices to rise to $3.70 per MMBTU in Q4 2025 and rise to $4.30 in 2026. U.S. commercial crude inventories increased by 3.9 million barrels during the week ending September 5th, reaching 424.6 million barrels. The larger than expected build indicates softer demand conditions and adds to the oversupply narrative. Now, clearly, violence, war, domination, and power are on the minds of people today. Following a growing series of events that we continue to repeat in the world, the patterns of our ancestors that we're just seeing ourselves kind of redo. And tuning into the media narratives today with heightened emotions and emphasis as we repeat these stories to each other. Energy is so fundamental to our lifestyles. And as it becomes more prominently weaponized in geopolitics, it's important we improve our ability to discern reality from fiction. Our attention is ultimately related to our future. Utilizing our Earth's resources with respect for the Earth and all of our fellow mankind carries enormous weight, especially as binary illusions weight us down and draw us into pride, arrogance, violence, domination, tempting us to divide when we're much stronger together. The U.S. upstream oil and gas sector demonstrates remarkable resilience despite challenges, price conditions. These record production levels are supported by efficiency gains and technological advances that position us well. But we face headwinds from global oversupply, declining rig counts, and bearish price forecasts that could impact future drilling activity. The companies succeeding in this environment share common characteristics: obsessive focus on cost management, willingness to experiment with new technologies, and the analytical capability to distinguish between temporary headwinds and permanent constraints. The most prominently, they are aligned well with powerful geopolitical partners to protect their investments and their ability to harvest this black gold and actually get it to market. The industry titans emerging from this consolidation wave aren't just larger, they're qualitatively different, with scale to invest in advanced technologies and financial strength to maintain operations through volatile cycles. The future belongs to those who can read the signals beneath the static, who understand that in a world where energy is increasingly weaponized, transparency becomes a competitive advantage. American energy companies operate in markets where contracts mean something and rule of law provides predictability. Adaptability isn't just a nice to have anymore, it is survival. The companies and countries that thrive will be those who pivot faster than competitors and think 3 moves ahead of adversaries and are well aligned politically and powerfully. Much more strong than the global theater for the masses would lead people to believe. The fundamentals whisper what the headlines won't tell you. This industry is evolving into something smarter, more resilient, and more strategically positioned for long-term success. I repeat myself here quite often. Not everyone's getting the message the first time. Retention is small when we're looking to confirm what we really just want to hear. Hopefully, I provoke some new neuron activity in you today. Be wise with your focus, smart in your use of energy, and discern your illusions from reality. I'm Mark Roach, and this is Future Wise Energy, wishing you all the best.